Welcome to Talkin to America. I'm your host, Aaron Zellman. Our guest today is Tim Schmidt. He is Executive Director of the United States Concealed Carry Association and the publisher of Concealed Carry magazine. Tim, welcome to the program. I think I'd like to start by you telling us just what is the United States Concealed Carry Association and what your intentions are and your goals and principles.
Sure, no problem, Aaron. Before I start, I just want to say thank you very much for having me on your show. I certainly appreciate the opportunity. The USCCA, Aaron, it's a national association that promotes concealed carry, self-defense, and what I call the original intent of the Second Amendment. We can be reached at www.uscca.us, or you can call our toll-free number at 877-677-1919.
Tim, when you say the original intent of the Second Amendment, what exactly do you mean by that?
That's a very good question. Let me start this by just bending your ear for a second. I'll read the actual Second Amendment to our Constitution. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Now, as far as I'm concerned, and the USCCA, the framers of our Constitution, we're talking about self-defense here. And we're talking about duck hunting or shooting trap. The Second Amendment simply affirms our God-given right to self-defense. Self-defense against criminals, foreign or domestic. The USCCA and myself believes that any infringement on the right to keep and bear arms is flat-out unconstitutional.
Tim, are there any states that are doing what you would consider to be concealed carry in the right manner?
Actually, there are. Not too many, but there are. There are actually 2 states that are doing it right, and that's a fantastic question. And those 2 states are Vermont and Alaska.
What is it about these 2 states that is so great?
Well, the thing about Vermont and Alaska, and this is maybe a little ironical for some people, is that they actually don't have concealed carry laws. So in essence, you don't need to ask the permission of the government if you want to carry a gun. Aaron, here's the bottom line. If you have to ask the permission of a government official to exercise a right, well, my friend, let me tell you, you don't have a right there, you have a privilege. And as far as I'm concerned, to have the ability to defend your family or yourself, it should never be a privilege. Most states that do have concealed carry laws, they have all these crazy, unfortunate inclusions in the laws that make it illegal for quote-unquote permit holders to carry guns in churches, schools, restaurants that serve alcohol. So essentially what these inclusions are doing are they're creating these gun-free zones. Well, the problem with that is that the only people that ever adhere to these gun-free zones are law-abiding citizens. So one of the true best benefits of eliminating concealed carry laws, like Vermont and Alaska have done, is that you, in essence, create what I like to call a level playing field. The criminals no longer have an advantage. They may still have a tactical advantage of surprise, but they will not know who will or will not be armed.
Well, I do have to share with you the JPFO position on concealed carry, and we've discussed this before. As you bring out, being able to defend our life is a God-given right. It's a natural right. And I find it immoral when the state tells people, well, we do not recognize God's law, but you must adhere to the state's law. And the state's law is that we will take away your God-given right, and for a price, we will allow you to have a revocable state-granted privilege, and we will tell you where you can defend your life. So I think that our present situation of concealed carry laws in America are indeed immoral, and I think that we absolutely have to work overtime to make sure that every state is like Alaska and Vermont.
Couldn't agree more, Aaron.
Why don't we pursue this a bit? Let's go back to your organization, the United States Concealed Carry, and tell me, how does your organization promote concealed carry and self-defense?
Well, at the point we're at right now, Aaron, we do it in 2 distinct ways. We really provide information and support to our members. We do this through our magazine, like you mentioned before, our newsletter, and we have a free email report that goes out regularly. And really the main goal of this support is to help our members realize that they're not alone in what I would consider an admirable decision to always be armed. And if I can just expand on that a little bit, right now in just the general mainstream media, the armed citizen gets, I would say, absolutely no support in terms of lifestyle affirmation. So Concealed Carry Magazine really, when our subscribers and members get that, they get that feeling that, wow, I'm not alone here. that's the number one way that we provide support. Number two, as we get larger, we will begin what I like to call a positive, offensive approach to spreading the good news about self-defense and concealed carry. Now, we're going to do this through both traditional media, newspaper ads, radio ads, TV ads, as well as non-traditional media, blog ads, web forum ads, podcasts, etc. And our whole goal will be to counteract the massive amount of negative press that currently surrounds private ownership and use of firearms for self-defense. So those are pretty much the two main ways that we will and currently support our members.
Sounds very ambitious, long overdue. Why did you start this organization?
That's a great question. I started the USCCA because, as you know, I live in one of the 4 states that currently deny the right to self-defense. That's Wisconsin. About 5 years ago, I happened to be reading a few books, which I do a lot. I read a lot of books, and these books opened my eyes to self-defense, firearms, and the Second Amendment, if you will. Furthermore, it was about this time that I started having children of my own, and that really opened my eyes to my responsibility as a father and husband to be the one that needs to protect my wife and children. So, needless to say, when I started to do this research, I was quite upset to learn that my great state of Wisconsin that I lived in actually makes it illegal to carry a concealed weapon. So that's why I started the USCCA.
Well, in my opinion, the state of Wisconsin is not concerned about saving lives or preventing criminals from prospering when they have these types of laws.
I couldn't agree more.
So how long has the USCCA been around?
Well, I started the association in August of 2003, so that would make us a little over 2 years old.
Oh, good. And how many members do you have?
Right now we have approximately 10,000 members, but we're growing quite rapidly, about 700 to 800 new members per month. So we're really growing fast. Just a little side note, we actually currently have members in every state of the union. However, we do not have any members in the District of Columbia, which I guess doesn't surprise me too much.
No members in the District of Criminals. Okay. How can people join your fine organization?
The easiest way, Aaron, to join the USCCA is to visit our website. And like I mentioned before, that address is www.uscca.us. Now, once you're at the website, you can click on the membership information button and just pretty much follow directions. It's pretty self-explanatory. Now, if you don't have easy access to the Internet, you can always call our toll-free phone number. That number is 877-677-1919. And we answer phone calls Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4:30 p.m. So it's relatively easy to join. And there's also lots of additional information on the website that you can check out.
Okay, and the website address again?
Aaron, that's www.uscca.us.
What kind of benefits do you offer members, and what are some new ideas that you're working with?
The benefits package that we have right now for all new members is they're immediately signed up for a 1 year or for a subscription to Concealed Carry magazine. That comes out 8 times per year, and that publication has been growing at a rapid pace, and I guess being further developed. When we first started it, Aaron, it was literally printed on newsprint paper and one color, and quite frankly, it just didn't look professional. Now I've got a professional designer, and it's full color. It just looks fantastic. So you get the 8 issues of Concealed Carry magazine, you get a membership card, a USCCA bumper sticker / membership decal. We come out with a quarterly newsletter, and something we're kind of still have in the works, an audio version of the magazine called Concealed Carry Audio Magazine.